Yes, I know I was wrong. I ain't have no business going off like that, but...
I think she would want every female to know that domestic violence should not be tolerated in any shape, form, or fashion. And she also wants y'all to know that it's just not that easy. It don't start with abuse. It starts with love.
Tragically killed by her former partner, Jonathan Robinson, Nunu leaves behind a legacy of kindness and love.
Family of a Shreveport woman grieving tonight after witnessing the death of their loved one, the mother of three. The woman being held at gunpoint, trying to speak to someone on a live video call on social media when the man holding the handgun opened fire.
In Shreveport, Louisiana, police respond to a domestic disturbance call that would turn into a 90-minute standoff and a murder that hundreds of people watched happen in real time on Facebook Live.
I ain't have no business going off like that, but...
She can be heard apologizing as promised. You can also hear Jonathan on the background talking to her.
See right there. Everybody wants to be famous. I'm gonna make you famous.
Yes.
What?
I am sorry, y'all. Yes.
What?
No, Yes, that's her. Let me see the phone, sir.
No.
When officers arrived at the scene, they weren't just dealing with a hostage situation. They were dealing with a man who had already made up his mind. Jonathan Robinson, 36, from Houston, Texas, had kicked in the door of his ex-girlfriend's home armed with a gun. He wasn't there to talk. He wasn't there to reconcile. He was there to control one final time. Inside the house was Ranita Williams, 27 years old, a mother of three, a home decorator with her whole life ahead of her. She didn't call the police. Instead, she did something that reflected both her desperation and her instinct to reach out for help. She went on Facebook Live, forced by Robinson to apologize on camera to his new girlfriend, Sharika. What her family and friends saw on their screens that day was not a simple apology video. It was a woman trying to survive. And within that broadcast, before anyone could get to her in time, Robinson shot Ranita 4 times. She was killed on camera, in front of everyone watching. When officers closed in, Robinson fired at them, hitting 2 police officers before finally surrendering only because he ran out of bullets. He didn't stop because he felt remorse. He stopped because he had nothing left to shoot. This is a story of Ranita Williams, and the 90 minutes that changed her family, her community, and the way the world looks at domestic violence in the age of social media.
Accused killer is behind bars in Shreveport after a shooting during a standoff. He is also accused of shooting a police officer who is recovering from a gunshot wound. KSLA News 12's Jeff Farrell breaks down a chain of events during a very long and, for some, emotional day.
A tragedy unfolded in Shreveport's Caddo Heights neighborhood when police say an alleged gunman, 36-year-old Jonathan Robinson, fatally shot a woman reportedly being held against her will inside a house on Natalie Street. Authorities say Robinson allegedly shot a Shreveport police officer in the wrist as well before being taken into custody.
It was more than 10. It was 10 at first. They started shooting back at each other. It was ongoing, so it was about anywhere from 20 to 30 shots.
Medics took both victims to University Health Hospital, where Caddo coroner vehicles soon arrived for the woman. As for Jonathan Robinson, officers first took him to the Shreveport City Jail. That's when they say he damaged a water pipe, causing the cell to flood with water. After that disruption, police moved him to the Caddo Correctional Center.
Come out the house! Get back! Come out the house!
People could be seen running away from the perimeter of the scene several times during the standoff after either hearing shots fired or a loud boom. An electrician had been on a ladder outside a house when the standoff began next door.
When I got down on the ladder, I walked around to the front, and the police told me to get back in the house and lay down. And, because it was an active shooting. And I laid there for about 30 minutes, and I kept hearing gunshots go on while I was laying down there.
Calvin Thomas says police soon got him out safely before the standoff had ended. Others grew increasingly impatient as they waited for the scene to clear to check on loved ones nearby. Luckily, no bystanders were injured in the ordeal.
He was arrested and taken into custody. This was what he had to say.
You know, when you just say your wife, you know your wife not strong, and you know people mess with your wife because they know she's not mentally stable. But still, there ain't no excuse for what I did, but I done hurt her so much, and I just got tired of people hurting her. She going through mental stages, and it's like, and everybody laughing at her. And I got tired of it. I told them nobody won't laugh at you no more. I'm tired of hurting her. And ain't no excuse for what I did. I hate it, but man, I'm supposed to protect her. I'm supposed to protect her. That's my job, protect her.
Tell me what you mean by that, though.
Okay, man, the girl, we have dealings, but it's like a person know, if you know what putting buttons and make them go over the edge and make them be suicidal and stuff, and you still do it, it's like you have no regard for her life. You know she'll go, you know she'll take all these drugs, you know she'll take all these pills and kill herself, and you want to go on social media and bash her, make her look bad, and just, I told her I'd never let nobody hurt her like that no more. I told her, no more.
What happened today?
I asked her, why did you keep doing it? I asked her, I texted her, I called her, why? Stop. She wouldn't stop. I told my girl, I said, I'm going to tell her, I'm going to take care of her for you because she hurt you. And I hurt you, but daddy won't let up and stop messing with you.
I didn't believe in killing nobody. I never believed in killing nobody. Not just him, nobody. Not even an enemy. So why? No, I'm glad justice has been served. Everything is gone. Everything is okay. So I feel a lot better now. Now I can rest. Now me and my family can go on with our life, you know. It's over with. It's no more. So it's nothing else to talk. The decision has been made between us and everybody else. So we feel a lot better. It hurts me. It hurts me so bad. By killing Jonathan, it's not going to bring Ranita back. None whatsoever. So decision has been made, and that's what it is.
Port woman killed on Facebook Live 2 weeks ago is laid to rest today. Josh Rogers takes you inside the funeral where Nunu Williams continues to touch lives in death the way she did in life.
Even in death, Nunu Williams is opening doors. Hundreds shuffling in to hear her message.
I think she'll want every female to know that domestic violence should not be tolerated in any shape, form, or fashion. And she also wants y'all to know that it's just not that easy. It don't start with abuse. It starts with love.
Tragically killed by her former partner, Jonathan Robinson, Nunu leaves behind a legacy of kindness and love.
Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of the victim. May Ranita's memory be a blessing for her family and for all who knew her.
Ranita Williams did not die in silence. She died in front of a camera on a live broadcast with people watching in real time, and that detail alone forces us to sit with a deeply uncomfortable question. What does it mean when someone reaches out for help in the most visible way possible and still doesn't make it out alive? Her family saw it. Her friends saw it. Strangers saw it. And yet, the very platform she used to cry for help could not save her. Jonathan Robinson was arrested at the scene. In January 2019, less than a year after he took Ranita's life, he stood before a court and pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. On top of that, he received an additional 100 years for shooting at the 2 police officers he wounded during the standoff. He will never walk free again. But a sentence, no matter how heavy, does not bring Ranita back. It does not undo the trauma her 3 children carry. It does not erase what her family watched on a screen that April afternoon. What this case leaves behind is a hard and necessary conversation about domestic violence. Not the kind that happens quietly behind closed doors, but the kind that escalates in stages, that builds over time through control, jealousy, and obsession. Jonathan Robinson was not a stranger who broke into a random home. He was an ex-boyfriend, someone Ranita had known, someone who felt so entitled to her life that, even after their relationship ended, he believed he had the right to end hers. This is a pattern that domestic violence advocates have been warning about for decades. The most dangerous time for a victim of domestic abuse is when they try to leave. The moment they pull away, assert their independence, or, as in Ranita's case, move on with their life, is often the moment the violence escalates to its most deadly point. Ranita was a mother. She had 3 children who needed her. She was building her life, decorating homes, creating beauty in spaces that belonged to other people. She was 27 years old, with everything still ahead of her. And none of that mattered to Jonathan Robinson. What mattered to him was that she was no longer his. Her case also raised serious questions about the role of social media in crisis situations. Facebook Live gave Ranita a window to the outside world in her final moments, and while that footage became evidence and brought her story to a wider audience, it also exposed the hard limits of what visibility can do. Watching is not the same as intervening. Sharing is not the same as saving. Her case forced platforms, advocates, and everyday users to ask, when someone is in danger and broadcasting it live, what is our responsibility? These are questions that do not have easy answers, but they are questions worth asking, especially in a world where so much of our crisis plays out online. Ranita Williams deserved better. She deserved neighbors who came running. She deserved a system that could respond faster. She deserved to raise her 3 children. She deserved to grow old. What we owe her now, and every victim like her, is to not look away, to take domestic violence seriously before it reaches a front door kicked off its hinges, to believe women when they say they are afraid, to act before Facebook Live becomes the last place someone is seen alive. Rest in peace, Ranita Williams. Your story is not forgotten.